Hi everyone, it's me, Miss Branch, the art teacher, and today we are going to make a raindrop mobile. Now this has to do with water sustainability, which is what we're learning about in today's project. So what we need today, if we come over here, you're going to need a dowel. And your dowel is going to be way bigger than the one I have because I wanted you to be able to make this big, a really big project. You're going to need some contact paper, some tape, fishing line, and different color tissue paper and some foil. I believe I put foil in there. Alright, so let me go ahead and start setting up so that you will know what to do. Alright, I'm going to move this stuff off to the side for a moment so that I can set up my contact paper. Now what you're going to do with your contact paper, you're going to need your tape to help hold it down. You're going to peel just half of it. But when you start peeling it, you're going to take your piece of tape and put a piece of tape on one corner. That's to help keep it in place. And then peel till you get to the other corner. And I'm going to tape that corner down too. So let me go ahead and put this right above us so that we can all see. So now I have my contact paper sticky side up, and I'm peeling back the paper to about halfway. Now I know I'm halfway because the paper is lined up with the other side. And now I'm just going to take some of my tissue paper and I'm just going to rip it and place it on my tissue paper. I'm going to do a little bit of this color, and I'm going to just keep rotating through so that I can have a variety of color and that they're not all just all one color. Now, any place where it kind of like overlaps on top of a piece, I suggest you take a little bit of glue just so that this part will stay down later. Because when we start cutting the contact paper, if it's not glued on both sides, then it will come loose, and we'll just have to tape our raindrops back together. Now what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to move this up just a little bit, because apparently I am too close to the edge of my table. Alright, so there and there. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and bring in some dark blue pieces. And you're going to just keep doing this until you fill up the paper. And I'm going to bring in some pieces of foil. And the reason I'm doing the foil is because I want it to be like real shiny, like the light is reflecting off the little raindrops. So we throw in some foil. And I'm going to just keep putting pieces randomly. And I'm going to go back to my colors. And I'm going to just go one of you, one of you. Where's my dark blue? Uh-oh. Where did my dark blue go? I have my silver. I have my light. Oh, it fell on the floor. There we go. Ugh. And a little bit of dark blue. And again, any place that kind of overlaps, just go ahead and put a little bit of glue, excuse me, down wherever it's on top of another piece. That way, when we start cutting, it'll stay together. And I'll just do a little line there. Yeah. So I'm just going to keep going until I fill up all of the contact, the clear area. And if you don't fill it all up, that's still fine. And it's okay if you go off the edges. Tell you what, I'm going to make my pieces a little bigger so I can get through this a little faster for you guys. me go ahead and put some glue over here. That's too much of the same color. Oh well. Let me put you under there. And then I'm going to bring in some glue. Let's see, that looks like it needs a little glue right there. Go with... Oh, let me add some more silver in. Alright. So I have all these little areas. I'm just going to go in, stick in a little glue. I'm going to just put a little glue on that one just before I even put it down. So I know it's going to be on top of some areas. Alright. So I got most of it down. I only have a few little spots where you can still see the clear through, and it's okay if you have those little spots. Now the next step, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and peel off the rest of my contact paper, and I'm just going to fold it over. And it's okay if some pieces get folded in. It's okay if some pieces are on the outside, because pretty much we're going to cut out some tear shapes. So those pieces will probably just get put aside for later anyway. So I'm rubbing, making sure I'm getting all the air bubbles out if I can, and just making sure the contact paper is touching both the other side of the paper. And I can go ahead and lift my tape up. Put that off to the side. Might be able to reuse that piece. And this piece. There we go. So now that I have this part done, I'm going to take my scissors and just start cutting out teardrop shapes. And you can make big ones. So it's just like cutting a circle that goes to a triangle. There's a little snip there. And there's one. And I guess I'll keep going. And I'll go ahead and cut here on the sides. And this little piece right here, I'm just going to make it a little one. Just cut there. So I have a little one. And this is going to be a pretty big one. There. And I got some space here. I'm going to just cut another one. I'm just cutting out teardrop shapes. Now the reason why we're using the contact paper, not just cutting out teardrop shapes altogether, is that the contact paper will kind of help protect the papers in the middle so that they won't get ruined if they get wet or something. That means you can put this artwork and hang it like a wind chime outside. Let's see, there's a little piece here. I can make a little one. I'm going to go ahead and cut that off right there and right there. And then I'm going to just cut this bottom part to a circle and made a little tiny drop. And I'm going to just, oh, cool. I got more pieces. I can just make as many as I possibly can. So I'm just going to keep cutting and making my teardrops. In the middle of teaching. Now sorry about that, everyone. Children. Alright, so I am going to keep cutting out my teardrops. And see, like, right here, where it's starting to separate, because I can see that I have another piece on top of one another. I can just go ahead and put a little bit of glue in there and close that up and let that sit and close up. And if it's a big spot and you can't get it in there, you can always just take a little piece of tape. I'll take that piece of tape that I used to hold it down, and I'm just going to tape that close like that. So if you have areas that just come apart, you can just use your tape to close them back up. So I'm going to go ahead and make a few more big ones, and then I'm going to start our mobile. And then you can continue on and keep making it after I finish demonstrating. So I'm going to cut a couple of more big ones. And I can keep cutting more, but I'm going to go ahead to the next part of the project. That way, you will have more time to work than just watching me do it. Okay. I'm going to put these off to the side. And now I have my dowel. And I have my fishing line. And I'm going to get a pretty long piece. And I'm going to cut that. And what I'm going to do is that I'm going to tape it to my stick. But I'm going to have a long piece down. And then I'm just going to take a little bit of tape. Lay my fishing line on the dowel and just wrap the tape around it. And because I have this long piece here, I have another piece, but I want to scoot it over a little bit. So I'm going to bring it over just a little. And I'm going to tape that piece down. So I actually make two lines at one time instead of having just to do one at a time. Now, I originally planned to use a hole puncher to punch a hole in and then just tie them onto the fishing line. But what I found now is that I broke my hole puncher, one, and two, it's a little hard to get the holes through, and they don't always cut through. Maybe because I broke my my hole puncher because I don't know my own strength. But I'm gonna go ahead and tie this one on for those people who want to tie theirs on. So I'm going to just stick that through. And I'm just going to go ahead and tie a little knot. And then tie it, make it a double knot. Might even do a triple knot. Well, there we go. That's one. And but for the rest of them that's going to be on this line, I'm just going to tape them on. So I have it laying here. I'm going to use my spool of fishing line to keep my dowel from moving. And just tape a piece on. And I might need two pieces of tape. I'm going to go ahead and tape a piece up here. And then I have a little one. I'm going to take this one on. So I'm going to come down here and tape this piece on. And now I'm going to do some on this side. And of course, like I said, you can punch the holes in, but like I said, I broke my hole punch. Uh-oh, this roll is out of tape. Let me think. Where is my next roll of tape located? Probably in my art shed. So what I am going to do, I'm just going to, well, I have hot glue, but that's not what... Oh, there's another roll of tape. Woohoo! Saved by the tape, by the art supplies. Yay! So now I can put my next piece on. Well, this piece is kind of big. I think I'll go ahead and do a bigger piece down further, because this piece of tape is longer. There we go. And now I'll get a little piece and put this piece here. There we go. And so I have one strand probably done of raindrops. I'm going to put this little one right here on the end. And this tape is kind of long, so I think I'll just wrap it around the teardrop. So I'm going to go ahead and put the tape, put my fishing line on my tape first, then lay that on there, and then I can fold that way and fold it this way. And there we go. And let's see, I got a couple of little more. Now I could cut out some more and keep going, but what I'm going to do is show you how to make the handle that's going to hold your dowel up. And it's just going to be another piece of fishing line, and we're just going to connect it from this side to this side, and then I can go back to adding on more teardrops like in my finished example. So I'm going to show you how to tape this onto the ends, and then you can keep working. Alright, so let me tilt this back over here. I'm going to get another piece of fishing line, and I'm going to get a little longer because I don't want it to be too tight. I'm going to go ahead and cut that. And now I'm going to get a little piece of tape. I'm going to get the end. I'm going to bring it here to the end. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put the fishing line on the tape. Make it easier. Always work easier. Make it easier for you, not harder. Work smarter, not harder. So there's that end. And now I'm going to come down to this end, but before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and put the fishing line on the tape, put it on the end, and wrap it around. And so now I have made my handle for my mobile. Now granted, your mobiles are going to be much bigger than mine. You're going to get a whole lot more paper to do this part. And so like if I could just sit here and cut out some more, so it went through the scissors. So again, I'm just going to cut out some tear shape by cutting a circle that leads up to a triangle. And all these little scraps you have left over, you can make a lot more little tear shapes. There we go. And then all you have to do is tape them onto your fishing line, which you taped onto your dowel. Alright everyone, so that is our water mobile that we are creating. And like I said, this one I am starting, but I can add lots more drops as I have lots more contact paper, tissue paper, foil, and this will be a lot of fun. And then it can hang either in your house or hang on your porch. Alright everyone, see you next time.